welcome folks, Posm here, bringing you a brand new mod. This is actually a little EXE I've created right here called Posm's HP mod. And this video will go over what it does, how to use it, and some of the additional features I have added in. Now in order to run this EXE, you will need WWE 2K15 open and running. So I'm going to just launch that right now. And then I'll bring this over here. Now, because of some of the actions that are inside of this needs to be running already when you go to run the EXE, and you need to be past the initial loading screen onto the main menu. If you do it before you pass the screen and you open it up, it'll spit out, run from main menu a few times just to remind you, and then it'll close out. Now, this will also happen if you actually do not have WWE 2K15 open at all. It'll relay a similar message saying that you need to have WWE 2K15 running. Now that we have WWE 2K15 open, we'll be able to see what we have here on the table. You can see here on the table that you have a couple of boxes with the player's HP, stamina, and finishers. Down at the bottom, it says it's created by me, Posm, and there's a subscribe and donate button if you happen to want to do those things. Now, this really comes into action when you go into a match. So let's quickly go into a match here, and we will see what information pops up in these little boxes here. Now you can see, even as the entrance animations are going on to the right of this menu, that we already have 3000, 3000, 0, 3000, 3000, 0. Now what these values are of course the HP value, the stamina value, and the finisher value for player 1, who is John Cena here, and player 2, who is Roman Reigns. So, 3000 is the absolute maximum, that's when your health is completely green. And then we go down to 2000, that's the second tier, and 1000 is the last tier. But these buttons are pretty helpful here. Let's say we want to have some finishers. Now John Cena will have 3 finishers. And say if we want Roman to be a little tired. So now Roman's going to have no stamina. And we also want him to have no health. I'm going to skip Roman Reigns' entrance here and see how this match goes on. So Roman Reigns is very much out of energy, has no stamina, and John Cena is completely ready to do his attitude adjustment. And there he goes for the attitude adjustment right into a pin, and he has just squashed the Roman Empire in a very short amount of time. So, of course, you can use these options during a AI match, and you can see that John Cena did use some stamina. If I wanted to lock that stamina up to the maximum value, I could have, but I did not. So he spent some stamina when he went to use his AA. So the maximum value will be this 3000. Now if I went back and changed this to 3000, if this was actually in the middle of a match, it would go to 1000. Now I'm going to go into a match where I have control of one of the characters, so you can see this in the menu as well. But I wanted to show you how quickly it can change a AI match. So I've gone into a match where I have control of both characters. Now I've actually accidentally left these little tick marks on. If I bring this back up, you can see Roman Reigns' health go right back up to maximum, and then go right back down to minimum. I briefly mentioned this in the last section that if you try to maximize the stamina, the bar will not go past the most recent bar that he has gone past. So right now he's at the absolute lowest bar, and the maximum for that is 1000. Now this doesn't really make a real difference in practice, because this 1000 will stay at 1000 if you keep this little checkbox ticked off, so you'll have infinite stamina. So if we see John Cena here has maximum, if we check it, it's still going to be maximum, but if we set it down to minimum and he has no stamina, and then we check it back up to maximum, he's going to go to 1000. Now, thankfully, health is a bit different, and these do not affect the individual healths of individual body parts. These are just overall health values. If you are trying to get a head submission, it can still be a bit tough, even if they have absolutely no health, no stamina, because they haven't suffered any damage to the head. That's a bit more intensive than what I was looking to do with this tool. So now you can see that he has 0 energy, and it actually gives you a comeback, which is fairly interesting to me. Now I'm going to unlock these, and you can see that they will regenerate, at least the stamina does. I'm actually a bit surprised that the health doesn't regenerate at all. But you can see now that if I do a few strikes as John Cena, that you can see the stamina is actually a live value that will continuously update, that even if you're not using the checkboxes and you're just using this in a match with AI, you will get more of an idea of how the match is going in terms of the health and the stamina of individuals. And now I'm going to do a pin onto myself, and we'll move on to some of the additional features of this table. Alright, I'm back, and I have started up this Royal Rumble match here, and I wanted to show you guys this little HP bug here. This happens when someone has been eliminated. The first guy has just been eliminated from this Royal Rumble. You can see this HP value is pretty darn high. Now eventually, when that character gets removed from memory, this will get reset back to clear, which is one of the features here, that the data values actually will reset and will be ready for the next character to come in. Now Royal Rumbles, of course, these values are constantly changing, getting reset with new people. Like say if I wanted to have the next person that comes in, this will actually come in before you can see them on screen. I have the sound disabled here, and you can also see the little load screen. We've got someone coming in now, and now I just want to make everyone gimped out of here and see if Finley. I think that actually caused a bit of lag there. I'm not sure which Finley this is, but this would probably allow Finley to be able to clear the ring before the next person comes in. As you see now, this player 1 has actually been unloaded from the game, and they no longer have an HP value, as that slot is now ready for the next wrestler to come in after a few moments. You can see Finley throwing people around. Everyone's a bit more tired now that I've locked all their values down to absolutely nothing. Now this is just another use case. For those that are wondering what number correlates to what slot, that's fairly simple, and we will go over to the 6-man Battle Royal to point out who is what. So I'm just going to allocate people in here and then tell you who is what character slot. So here we have John Cena as player 1, Roman Reigns as player 2, Daniel Bryan as player 3, Randy Orton is player 4, CM Punk is player 5, and Bray Wyatt is player 6. So if you have a 6-man tag team, it will be players 1, 3, and 5 versus players 2, 4, and 6. Now this can happen when you, I noticed earlier with Bray, I had Bray Wyatt in a match, and he had his followers, and he had them again in slots 1, 3, and 5, and he just had an opponent in slot 2 because he had them as managers. So of course managers will also come into play, and managers do have their own stamina and HP, even though they aren't particularly part of the match. They do have those values in the game. Now there are some other things that this could possibly do. One thing I did test is trying this out online, and what actually happens when you play this online is your game will desynchronize from the opponent's game. I tested this with my one of my friends, and I gave myself unlimited finishers, and I tried to use finishers on him, and he just saw me grapple him, and that's all that happened. His damage was entirely different on my screen, and on his screen he ended up going outside the ring on my game and getting counted out, while on his screen he was still beating me up and getting the win on his screen. So if you're looking to use something like this for online play, it's going to ultimately result in undesired results. You're not really going to get where you're wanting to go. I think this tool is very, very useful for those that like to fantasy book or try to simulate and emulate what they would like to see on television. Because normally you don't really get to see these stat values when you have an AI versus AI match. And that was something that I was craving. I was trying to bring it into the game, but this is a possible way to do it. If you are running the game in full screen, I for sure hope that you have a second monitor, because that is the way it works best. If you are playing in full screen, it won't minimize. If you are trying to use it on the same screen in full screen mode, the game will minimize if you try to Alt-Tab to it. So that's why I have it in a windowed mode here for demonstration purposes. But hopefully I can get some game overlays in the future. This is my first table in an AXE format. Hopefully I will have more for you in the future and can improve upon this. Hopefully maybe for WWE 2K16 will be coming out in a little bit. If you have any particular questions about this or are having any problems, please let me know in the comment section. If you enjoy this tool and use this tool, please leave a like or subscribe for more. This has been Pawsum, and I very much thank you for your time.